One team wins, one team loses. And when you lose, you got to figure out how to get back on track. So there's no excuses. This team hasn't made any excuses all year. We just get to work and go back there and try to do better.
Oh, they did better. They got it together. From 3 points last week to 46 at Carolina. It was a little sluggish at first. The Panthers scored first, which ran the cumulative score from 2 games to 45-3, but the Buccaneers quickly woke up and they dismantled the Carolina Panthers. It was exactly what they needed. And, the excuse was built in because they spent 7 hours on the tarmac Saturday trying to get to Charlotte. They had no meetings on Saturday night, went straight to bed, Ronald Jones told me, when they got to Carolina. But, they according to Jones, they watched the film and they threw it away, which I still don't quite understand. I don't know how you throw away everything that's all digital, but I think it's the point. I get, they know who we mean. But they made an agreement among themselves they were never going to have another performance like that, and they went in the other direction in a dramatic way. And if you're not capable of waking up your guys when you have that many talented players after getting embarrassed the way you did, then you have no chance.
No, that's
so
right.
They had to do what they did yesterday, Chris.
You're right. And, I mean, we all thought they had the right leadership to turn that around after a loss like that and everything there. But they are so talented. And early on, you were kind of going like what you said, Mike. You were just going, man, this looks like the Bucs from last week. I don't know. Are they going to be able to get this together? I mean, they were down 14-7. The Panthers moving the ball. But it was like Todd Bowles and the Buccaneers defense finally said, all right, enough. I've seen enough of this Saints passing system because the Carolina Panthers run the same system. Pick us apart with these short passes. And it's like they started to pressure and blitz and get in the face of the Carolina football team. And the biggest thing, Mike, that I think you and I discussed a lot last week that we saw yesterday, the Buccaneers offense got back to what made them 6-2, before they lost to the Saints and everything there, which was the double tight end sets and running the football, not getting so enamored with, you can't match up with all our receivers. We're going to get the shotgun and throw the football. We've seen Brady's been at his best when there is just a little semblance of a run game, the play action pass being so effective, or they keep that tight end to protect them. And I think that's where, we saw a lot of big plays, 20, 25-yard completions from them yesterday. And I think it's because of that formula that's effective for them.
Well, and the difference yesterday was they didn't fall into a 28-point hole like they did against the Saints, so they didn't have to abandon the run. But I think one of the pressure points between Bruce Arians and Tom Brady is that how often do we have Antonio Brown on the field? How often are we going to be in 3 and 4 receiver sets? Arians made it clear last week he wants to run the ball. And when you go from having a game where you generated the fewest rushing attempts in the 101 season history of the league, and you turn it around like that, and you put the tight ends back out on the field, you do what you have to do to play winning football. Right. That's the bottom line. And I think to the extent that there was any argument or consternation or tension, Arians wins this one. And if Brady just wants to win games, and if he wants to chase championship number 7, there's a point where you have to say, hey, Antonio, you're going to get your chances, but not nearly as many unless Mike Evans or Chris Godwin get injured. And then if they get injured, you're going to be on the field all the time. But they just can't. They can't get away from what fuels the passing game, and it's the running game.
It is. It helps them. And Brady's better when he does play action pass and sucks those linebackers up and makes big throws. And, Mike, I think you're spot on. Like, just the way this last 8 days played out for them, there's no more argument. I don't think, Brady or anybody's going to be able to go, hey, let's get in the shotgun and get 3 receivers. I think the proof is in the pudding there. You're 100% right. And even with Brady's good day yesterday of 28 for 39 for 341, 3 touchdowns, all that, awesome, there was more there. Brady was a little off. And I'm not trying to be disrespectful or anything, but we watched together, producer Matt Casey, he was sitting next to me. There was some big throws down the field for wide open receivers.
Oh, Antonio Brown, wide open for a long touchdown, wide open.
There was 2 or 3 of those.
Right.
There was 2 or 3 of those. So I think that too, where Brady's going to go back and look and go, man, yeah, we really can know how to spread the field when we play this way, and we put teams in a tough spot. And I just think it's their best way of playing football altogether. The Bucs look the best when they try to play through that run game, and that was impressive yesterday.
At one point, there was what appeared to be an awesome throw to Chris Godwin where he basically threw him open. And when you watch the highlight, I'm waiting for Peyton Manning to break it all down and tell us that Mike Evans was actually the intended receiver.
This one, if Manning breaks this one down, I think he might have a case. I think Manning was wrong the first time around, but yeah, you're right. There was like a third down throw to the right side, and I think he was throwing to the inside receiver in Mike Evans, but he missed the throw, and the outside receiver ended up catching it. So you're right. That could be it. But they spread the ball around yesterday. I mean, we saw Gronk and Cameron Brate, and then, of course, even with those three guys at receiver not being on the field all the time at the same time, hey, there was still plenty to go around, and I think that's the kind of stat line, no matter which one of those receivers has those stats, they'll be able to walk away and go, we won, and I got the ball enough to where I'm cool, and let's keep going on. And, you know, that's fun. I'm sure they had a fun plane ride home last night.
It brings me back to the point that I made when they signed Antonio Brown and we saw the details of the contract. Why are you tying incentives to his production? Because you're only setting the stage for him to get frustrated because he sees those limited opportunities as money that will never make its way into his bank account. You need to come up with team-based incentives, not individual-based incentives, in order to keep Antonio Brown on the right track. All right.
I was going to just say, where are we with the Bucs? Just to button it up, like where are we? You know, because there's a game.
Which day is it?
Well, I know, but that's just crazy, right? Because there we see a team like Carolina who's played everybody tough, and they dominated them yesterday. Dominated. I mean, the Bucs didn't punt the ball. I mean, they dominated. So that's just where I get back into like, man, when they play their best football, they're special, but it's just a little bit all over the place.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.